And welcome back to Deion Grant Field here at Josie High School as the Eagles are running out onto the field on a very special day here as they honor the 1995 state championship team. We'll be talking about that squad quite a bit. Both these teams have won state titles, Josie in 95. Laney won 2 state championships back in the 60s, 61 and 66. And by the way, that's when this rivalry started. They've been playing over 50 years in this one, Austin. Laney leads the all-time series with 35 wins over Josie. But this is a rivalry game. You can almost kind of throw the records out, although recently Laney's really dominated the series.
Well, like you said, Laney's dominated Augusta, Richmond County. So
yeah.
Josie just one of many victims along that list. But I tell you what, if there's been any emotion or any, let's just say, excitement surrounding a game all year long, this is going to have to be it in Richmond County. Not only do you have 2 teams that are undefeated in the region, you've got the incredible rivalry between these 2 teams that goes back 50 years.
Well, and you've also got Troy Talbert, Allmark Talbert, Deion Grant, the great coach John Starr, that these kids have heard about since they've grown up, and now they're here, and who knows, they might have given them some inspiration on the sideline, so we'll see if Josie comes out ready to play. They do have the reigning player of the week for the entire CSRA, both at WGAC and the Augusta Chronicle, and their quarterback, Nate Foreman. He had a huge game last week against Glen Hills, accounting for all 4 of their touchdowns, and the week before that, it was Laney's quarterback as player of the week, Vicente Tompkins, who is a speed burner, runs a 4.5 40, and if he gets in the loose, he is absolutely gone. So you've got to contain number 23. As we get set here for the kickoff, as we said, both these teams are unbeaten in region play. Laney is 2-0, Josie is 3-0. Laney, though, as far as the schedule goes the rest of the way, Josie's schedule gets tougher. They've got Laney today, then they've got Washington County, whereas Laney has kind of got past the meat of their schedule. They should be heavily favored in the rest of their games. They've got a chance to put together a very good record if they can get away with one today. Ashley Brown, Austin Rhodes, Nathan Edwards, and the entire WJBF crew ready to bring you WJBF Sports Special Game Night Live broadcast, and we are underway. It's a short kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. So Josie will get good field position right off the bat at the 35-yard line. And the Eagles coaching staff talking to the official.
They're trying to decide whether the penalty is better field position or not, or make them kick again, like you said. By the way, both teams honoring the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, wearing the hot pink socks. I thought for a minute that somebody might have gotten a little bleach in the Laney washing machine. But no, both teams wearing the pink socks in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness.
A lot of schools doing that around the area. So Nate Foreman, the quarterback for Josie, keep an eye on him. He wears number 17. He's in a shotgun with a back flanking either side. They run it and they throw it. It's not a one-dimensional team here. They will mix it up. Foreman's going to throw on first down. He's being pressured. He's going to run now, and he's brought down. And Laney does have a tremendous defense.
Lots of pressure being brought by 66 for Laney. Jonathan Lattimore, who really put the pressure on the quarterback to get him out of the pocket quick.
Yeah, the defensive front is really good. 66 Lattimore, you mentioned, also 74 Truesdale. We'll hear more about him during the broadcast. He's a man-child in there in the middle, stuffing things, the defensive tackle for Laney.
I'm glad you gave him a name. I thought that was a mobile home sitting there.
Well, his nickname is Debo after the movie Friday, and I can see why. They hand it off, and nowhere to go again, that Laney front, and that's Truesdale right on cue.
You just called his number, and he is a large gentleman.
He's a haul, 6'3", 300-pounder, and like I said, we'll hear more about his recruitment during the game from Stephanie French.
And at a 3rd and 10, he takes a quick run off the field.
Passing down, so they're going to bring in some pass rushers here. Laney started the year off their first 3 games. They gave up 6 points in 3 games. And we got movement up front on the Josie line.
Going to make it a little more difficult. 3rd and 15 now.
Kirkland Montgomery jumped. He had a Laney Wildcat, looked like he was blitzing there, Denard Williamson. It caused him to kind of rock out of position.
Self-preservation, I have no qualm with that.
So it's going to be 3rd and 15, not the position you want to be in against this defense. So athletic. If Josie is going to have a chance, they're going to need one of their playmakers, Demontrez Miles, to step up and have a big game today, and that's who they'll probably be looking for here on 3rd and long. Foreman in trouble, spins out of one defender, and now he's brought down by about 4 or 5 white jerseys. So Laney is going to force a punt, a 3 and out. Lattimore, one of the lead guys in there, Williamson as well. And just nowhere to go for Foreman, who also serves as the punter.
Actually, I think it was Roderick Chappelle that got the first hand on him that created the major disruption that kind of sent the play spiraling downward from there.
Back deep for Laney, number 10, Andre James. He's a speed burner as well. And Donye Washington, 2 outstanding wide receivers that both will likely be playing on the college level next year. It's a high snap over the head of the punter. It's going in the end zone. He's trying to pick it up, and the ball is loose. I think Laney might have it. If so, it's a safety.
Yeah.
Josie got it. Foreman got it back, so it's only 2, but Laney's also going to get the ball back. So a safety to start this one off, 2-0 Wildcats. Rodney McFadden, the head coach, is pretty excited. He's in his first year at Laney, and he's taken over for 2 guys, Eric Parker and Lamille Lackey, that did an outstanding job here.
Was it Iron Thurman, I believe, number 31, that got the safety recorded? I believe it was.
Thurman was there, definitely, and he was fighting for the ball. Foreman ended up with it, but Laney gets 2 points out of it, and they'll get the football here.
So early on, we got a nice hockey game going, or baseball.
Yeah. Well, the Laney defense already flexing its muscle a little bit with the stop and then the punt, the snap over the punter's head. Not the start you wanted if you're Riley Roundtree. So Josie will kick it.
Ironic. I've heard a lot of praise on both these teams that there have been very few unforced errors, and there you have one right there with a snap over a punter's head. But
well, a lot of times in this spot you'll see teams punt it, but they're electing to kick it off. So from their own 20, so Laney should get outstanding field position. Again, the deep man is Andre James. And it's a line drive kick. Washington's going to field it at about the 44. Washington across midfield, and he's into Josie territory at about the 45 or 44-yard line. So good field position for Laney.
I see what they were trying to do, though. He was trying to put a line drive ball on the ground, and had that ball skipped instead of being caught, it would have gone another 20 yards.
Yeah. And unfortunately for Josie, Donye Washington was right there. So the Wildcats start off at the 45 of Josie. Great field position. Laney is coming off a huge win over Butler. They put 47 points on the board in a blowout win last week. Josie, though, also coming off a blowout win, 28-zip over Glen Hill. So a legal substitution here on Laney.
Well, speaking of another unforced error.
Yeah. Well, maybe some jitters. This is the game they look forward to all year because it's a huge rivalry game. Like you said, it's an atmosphere like a college game with, you got tailgating going on and hype, internet speak all week long, people talking trash. And right off the bat, Laney gets a big run right up the middle. Nice run that time for the Laney Wildcats. That's Eubanks.
Willie Eubanks, the third, on a great run. It's almost scary to think there are 2 other ones.
Yeah, Will, and he's the
third one.
He's a member of that great basketball team Laney's had over the last few years as well. Here you see on the Doctors Hospital instant replay. And at the end of the play, I like this. He just lowered his shoulder and just run right over a defender. They give it to him again. Same play, big hole. If Josie can't stop that play, this is going to be a long afternoon for the Eagles. As he is inside the 20. 2 runs, and Laney is inside the Orange Theory Fitness orange zone.
That is a very tall gentleman, and one stride, I just looked, about 4.5 yards per stride.
6'2", 200, a good size for a high school running back.
Oh, yeah.
There you see the Laney starting offense, and Marquis Harden's another back that'll get the ball some, and then Tompkins is the real speed runner. Kind of odd, he wears number 23 but plays quarterback. He's being recruited as a defensive back mainly. And hold on, we got a different quarterback in, it looks like. Mario Sumter is in there. So Sumter in at quarterback. They hand it to Eubanks again.
This time they were able to catch him at the line, though.
And it's already some talking going on between these two teams again, as Naquan Anthony is going to have to come off the field. He lost his helmet. There you see the Josie starting defense. Keep an eye on number 22, Anthony. He's coming off on this play. Don't let his size fool you. The kid packs a punch. Also, Shinholster's a good defensive lineman for Josie as well. So inside the Orange Theory Fitness orange zone are the Laney Wildcats. Second down here. And again, same play. They're going right to Eubanks, and Eubanks carries it almost into the end zone. I think he's going to be down at the one, maybe the half yard line. They've gone with that same play, Austin. Either they saw something on film or the first one worked, so they kept going with it.
They actually, on the play where they held him to just a couple of yards, they bounced him or tried to bounce him out to the left, but up the middle has worked very well for them.
And so Laney just marching right down the field on this drive. And there we go, Eubanks into the end zone. So Eubanks carried it on every play. It's a 45-yard scoring drive. And just like that, Laney is on top 6-0. All Willie Eubanks and that big offensive line doing it for Laney there. By the way, at halftime, stick around. We'll have highlights from the first half. We'll have stats from Nathan Edwards. Steph's going to have a lot of info on the celebration of the 1995 team. You see the instant replay here. And then also, Austin, you won't get a better show in town, bang for your buck wise, than the two bands we'll see perform at halftime.
Matter of fact, tickets on the street, we're going for $50 just for the bands.
A little trick play here as they go for two and they get it to Eubanks.
Yeah.
2-point conversion. So there we go. And we saw that last night in the game we did. Augusta Prep Westminster on the first touchdown. They went for two as well. So Laney leads at 8-0. We'll take a quick break and be back with more. We're at Josie High School, Dion Grant Field, but the Eagles trail. Laney 8-0. Back with more in just a moment. And we are back at Josie High School. Correction, I said 8-0. I forgot. Laney got a quick safety. It's 10-0. So the Laney Wildcats are on top here.
By the way, Mr. Offense for Laney, Willie Eubanks, 6'2", 200 pounds. I bet you that's shy about 20 of accurate. And they're going to have him another year.
Yeah, he's a junior. And like I said, he also this year will be more of a focal point on the basketball team that's been so dominant over the last several years. They've averaged about 28 wins a season over the last 3 or 4 years.
6'2", 220, I bet he is. And they should give an award to his parents for feeding him every week. That's amazing.
So Laney will kick it off here, and it's going to be a short kick fielded at about the 16-yard line. And the return right up the middle. This looks like Naquan Anthony. Anthony's still on his feet. Now check that. That's 32. 32 on the carry. That's DeMontrez Miles, the wide receiver. So Miles with a nice return for Josie.
Very methodical, no speed to it much at all, just intelligent running. Watch, he'll make the cuts back and forth, and he had incredible downfield vision, knowing exactly where to cut and where to roll. Again, a very
patient run,
yeah, medium speed run back. 37 yards on the carry.
Wow, 37-yard return for DeMontrez Miles. He's the kid I said he needs a big play or two in the receiving game if Josie's going to have a chance, especially now that they're down 10. But they have good opening field position here on this drive. Just shy of midfield at about the 48. Shotgun again for Foreman, that spread offense. Miles is in motion. They're going to give it to him on a jet sweep, but he's going to be brought down. He's going to lose 2 or 3.
Bless his heart, he was huffing and puffing when he lined up. I was a little curious that he was the guy going in motion on that play. He was winded from his run back.
You'll see Josie fake the handoff there and run the quarterback the other way. They did that very effectively against Glen Hills as the quarterback Foreman piled up over 100 yards rushing.
I wonder if playing in direct sunlight is going to have much of an effect on these guys as far as their fatigue level goes.
Well, it is different. There's no doubt about it. They do this game every year on Saturday, but, again, you're not used to this if you haven't done it all season. Now they do, as the wide receiver. This is not the Arena League. You don't get a running start.
No.
Miles took off. That's one way to try to get open.
False start. Offense. Still second down.
Again, they lose 2 on the first run. They lose 5 on the penalty, so now it's 2nd and 17.
So while this game is played on Saturday, is it rare for them to play it at 4?
No, it's the last few years they have moved it to an afternoon game. Something they've done in the last several years. The series, again, goes back to the mid-'60s. Laney's coming with pressure, but they went off sides there. Now they're saying Josie moved, but nope. The official right on there, the line judge, is saying it's on Laney, so they'll get the 5 yards back.
And Miles breathes a sigh of relief.
Yeah.
A little bit off the hook there. But again, you can imagine the difference playing in direct sunlight. I guarantee it's 15 degrees difference from what it will be tonight at 8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The one thing, though, that it's a crisp day. It's not cold, but it's not really hot either. As Foreman gets back to almost the line of scrimmage, might have lost a yard.
No humidity, you're right.
Yeah.
Very, very little.
And this is a lot of time. This might be their practice time anyway,
That's
getting out
true.
of school. So,
but you know as well as I do, you don't get winded at practice.
Well,
the way you
you
do in a
can't
game.
replicate Laney's defense, certainly. There you see the offense for Josie. The line up front, Brown, a leader there. And then Foreman, the quarterback, number 17, is a key player there. They've got 3 wide receivers to the right, and they're looking to throw, but just no time. Foreman's running for his life already, and he's going to be brought down. And, man, oh, man, seeing this, I've read about, I've done the stats, I've looked at this Laney defense, but seeing them firsthand, Josie's going to have a tough time today unless they can do something to give Foreman a little time to throw.
Well, it reminds me of another quarterback you and I have been watching the last couple of weeks. If you're not going to get out of that pocket, you're going to find that it collapses on you pretty quickly. We're referring to our old buddies with the Steelers, and whole different defense, or offense rather, with Michael Vick back there. But with Josie's offensive line, they're not going to have an awful lot of time to throw the ball. So if he doesn't get out of the pocket, it's going to collapse quickly.
Brian Tompkins and Jonathan Lattimore were the men in there. This snap is better, and Foreman able to get the punt off, and it's actually a pretty good one. It's going to go out of bounds inside the Laney 20, right at the 19-yard line, and that's where Laney will take over.
That was
on offense.
Not a pretty punt, but incredibly effective.
Well, he angled it away from the return man. That's one thing that was a key. We've got about 4.5 minutes left here in the first quarter.
42-yard punt that was not touched by the receiver.
So 42-yard punt by Foreman. I'd say that one went a little better than their first punt attempt.
No doubt, but it was a high snap.
Yeah. So Laney takes over again. Their first possession, it was strictly Willie Eubanks on the ground. They do have very effective wideouts. And again, they're going to go to, this is a different running back. This is the other running back they start, Marquis Harden.
We have a collection of flags on the play that usually where they were thrown indicate a hold of some kind. We'll see here. Oh, blocking the back.
So blocking the back on the offense is going to negate Harden's short pickup. And we're going to have to check here. Maybe Stephanie, if she's listening, can try to find out for us, although she's on the Josie sideline. I have not seen Vicente Tompkins yet, number 23. Now, I could have missed him on defense, but he is usually in there at quarterback. And right now we've seen Mario Sumter, the sophomore, number 8. Well, let's see if Stephanie can check and find out why Tompkins isn't playing.
She is on the mission.
So Mario Sumter is in the shotgun. Let's see if they try to throw one. No, they're going to run it again right up the middle. And this is Harden, and Harden maybe the quicker of the two backs. And he picks up good yardage right up the middle.
A little bit shorter than number 1, but certainly.
Oh, yeah, he's the smaller. He's, 5'7", little scat back.
Certainly effective, yeah, the quick feet.
But it's good to have that combination, kind of thunder and lightning, and you see how quick he is, shifty feet here. And at the end of the play, though, he also lowered that shoulder. I like that. Get that extra yard or two, fall forward.
Eubanks lined up as a receiver.
And they give it to Harden again. And it's going to be a first down for Laney on the run by Harden.
That's an interesting look for a guy that was playing halfback a minute ago, lining up as a wide receiver.
Well, they've got a lot of interchangeable parts. Even the quarterback, Tompkins, that's why I said I haven't seen him. It doesn't mean he's not out there because he plays all over the place. He'll play running back, receiver, quarterback. They'll do the same thing with Eubanks. They'll do the same thing with Harden. All right, after this play, we'll check in with Steph on the sidelines. Sumter going to hand it off again to Harden, and not nowhere to really go this time, but he does fall forward and get a couple. Let's go down to the sidelines for an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Here's Stephanie French.
Hey guys, well this is not just the 20th anniversary of the 1995 Josie State Championship team. It's also the 50th time that these two teams have played each other. I talked to Coach McFadden before the game. He said he's very excited to be playing this game for the very first time as a head coach. I did find out about Tompkins. He has a hurt knee right now, so he will not be playing tonight. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Steph. Boy, that changes things a little bit for Laney, although right now they are showing no effects for not having their standout QB in the game. We did not get wind of that early on, and that might be the coach not wanting to let all the information out, and I can't say that I blame him. Sumter, the lefty, though, completes this pass. Nice throw, and that's a different receiver in there than we're used to seeing.
That's Nataj Tanksley.
Yeah, that is Tanksley. Okay, 22. He is a starter. We'll hear more about him later in the game, an outstanding student in addition to being a starting wideout. But they like to go to number 10, Andre James. He's their standout. And then also number 12, Donye Washington. I'll tell you, a pretty good-looking throw for the backup quarterback, just a sophomore. Left-hander Sumter. Got it out there in a hurry. Minute and a half to go in the first quarter.
3rd and 1.
And Laney up 10-0 here. A special broadcast of WJBF Game Night Live. Here's Eubanks pushing people out of the way. Boy, he is really strong running that football. He was just pushing his blockers, defenders, everybody out of the way.
Well, since he's about 5 yards tall, it's a pretty good call up the middle to Eubanks.
Well, Eubanks with another good run, and Laney, even without their best player on offense, Tompkins, not in the game with an injury to his knee, they have had no trouble moving the football. This drive started back at the 19. They are just shy of midfield. Josie needs a big play. They need to come up with a turnover or two. And this time Sumter's going to keep it. Might have been actually, that's Harden on the direct snap. There's a flag down as Harden gets all the way down to the Josie 40, but a flag is down. Check in on what the call is here.
Hey, from the flag. From right there.
And it is a block in the back by Donye Washington. One thing I'll say, Austin, the field looks great here. And 20 years ago, that 1995 team, one of the nice gestures a local team did, the Thompson High School staff came out and painted the field for the state championship game and had it looking immaculate.
Wow.
Never forget that.
That's a fantastic gesture.
Yeah, it was nice. Of course, that 95 team, 15-0, led by Armark and Troy Tolbert and Deion Grant, George Brown, Rod Holloman. That team was loaded. Laney that year gave them a fight. They lost 22-8. As a blitz comes, Sumter throws it. It's tipped and incomplete. He was trying to go to Tanksley.
Great pressure on the quarterback that time, AB, and they were very fortunate, Laney was, that ball was not picked off.
Yeah, he had to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted to. That night, though, you'll love this. There you see on our Doctors Hospital instant replay, kind of had to get rid of it too quick. You'll love this, though. That game in 95, Josie beat Laney 22-8 on the way to the state title. But that night, a young man burst on the scene that had 26 tackles for Laney by the name of Kentrell Bell. He went on to star at Georgia and played in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers and was the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year as a linebacker for the Steelers his first season.
I was in training camp with Kendrell that first year in Latrobe, Pennsylvania with the Steelers. He and Ken Wisenhunt there for the first time together.
Right up the middle goes Harden on the direct snap, but a flag is down. That is usually Tompkins that would be in that spot getting that direct snap. Harden, though, doing a good job there, but a flag is down. That's the only thing that has slowed Laney down tonight is the officials. Josie has not been able to stop this ground game.
interesting conversation.
Yeah.
We, folks,
for those wondering, we can hear the officials' conversation. And it's a chop block.
Yeah.
And if you're going to go down, you got to go down to the guy right in front of you. You can't do it to one on either side of you.
Great conversation between the refs, the field judge and the side judge, I guess it was, or the head ref and the side judge.
What I love, that this is something new this year, us listening in on the officials, and what I love, I have a newfound respect for them. They do an amazing job trying to make sure they get the plays right and the calls right. But also I love, especially early in the year, they really do a good job of letting the players know what they did. Don't do this, don't do that. And it's like I said, I've got a newfound respect after being able to hear them game after game.
I'm assuming our audience got to hear the conversation at the beginning of the game between the refs and the captains.
At the beginning of the game, they did.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Basically, the refs telling the captains, gentlemen, control your guys. We're going to call a good game. You control your men. And everyone seemed to agree that was a good idea.
Sumter trying to go deep downfield. He's looking for Andre James. James is one of the best receivers in the CSRA, and one of the kids that I said will probably be playing somewhere on Saturdays. He's got speed to burn, but that time overthrown by the quarterback Sumter. So it is third down for Laney. And they got a long way to go here. They've got to get all the way to the 42 of Josie. So it's 19 yards to go, I believe. Let's see, yeah, about that. 10, 20, yeah, about 19 to go. Danye Washington wide to the near side of the field. And we got a timeout on the field, and we'll take it with them. WJBF Sports special broadcast of Game Night Live between Laney and Josie, and the Wildcats lead the home team. It's 10-0 Laney. We'll be back with more in just a moment. And we do welcome you back in WJBF Sports Game Night Live from Josie High School on a beautiful Saturday. And Laney on top 10-0. Long third down play here as they get it to Eubanks on the screen. Eubanks in the open field, and he dives, but he's going to be just short of the first down. Boy, they gave him a good spot. He's going to be about a yard, maybe a yard and a half shy, so it's going to be 4th and short.
AB, that ball was thrown so high for a moment, I thought that he was looking at a receiver downfield. Eubanks, as tall as he is, throws his arms up, makes the catch.
Snags it,
But
yeah.
it'll be interesting if we look at that on an instant replay to see if there's anyone further downfield that may have been open.
So a timeout. Well, actually, that's the end of the quarter here. So the end of the first quarter, there you see on our Doctors Hospital instant replay as he dove forward and he goes down. Yeah, actually, they might have given him a yard on that spot.
I still think he's going to be short,
We'll take a quick break here, though, at the end of the quarter. We'll be back. We'll finish Austin's thought in a moment. Laney on top 10-0.
I still think he's going to be short.
Yeah, about